So today with Pranay Begwani, we will be discussing how to start a student-led investment club at your high school. Pranay, why don't you introduce yourself and talk about why, as an engineer, you chose to join the investment club at Georgia Tech?
Yes, sure. So, hi everyone. My name is Pranay Begwani, and I'm a computer engineering major here at Georgia Tech. And to answer your question, sir, I joined the investments committee as a pure stroke of luck. Essentially, it was one of the few organizations in Georgia Tech which I thought were having an impact, an actual and a big impact on the Georgia Tech community. So the investments committee was essentially investing a part of our endowment, which is, I think it sums up to around $2 or $3 million. And we were investing that amount of money, and we were distributing all that money, all the returns that we had, to the campus organizations here. So essentially it was a way to contribute to pretty much every single organization while being in one place. So that's what intrigued me about the community.
Yeah, great. So if a student is in high school, I mean, the school might not really have an investment committee or endowments to sort of
Yeah.
invest. Even if they want to create one with a gamified sort of scenario and use maybe just a dummy portfolio, what kind of interests should students have? And as if they're joining a real investment committee, what is the preparation they should do to join one?
Right. So I think in terms of preparation, what a student can mainly prepare for in this case is essentially, you have to have an interest in numbers. Because a lot of times when you're sort of analyzing stocks or looking at where to invest, you have to you have to crunch lots of numbers. So there's although the math is simple, but then the sheer volume of data and the sheer amount of numbers that you see, it's overwhelming. So predicting numbers, predicting revenues for companies, and predicting things like multiples, EBITDA, and that sort of thing, so that you can value a stock to its fair value and then decide whether or not you want to invest. And then the other side of things is more about you have to be business oriented in a way. So, what would make a company a potential success? Is it under good leadership? Is it eyeing towards the correct thing for the future? So you have to be interested in the big picture of things. So look at things from not just numbers or just, oh yeah, they have a good CEO, but then from a you have to it's like a holistic review, much like the college application process. So the college reviews you holistically, you got to review the stock holistically.
Fantastic. So, talking about fundamental analyses and technical analyses, but maybe students in high school don't want to go so in depth into it, but they should, and gradually learn all that. So, we'd love to get a list of resources you think could be good for starting an investment club. That's for later. And that can be shared with students watching. And if you want to request that, please feel free to write to me. The other
Sure.
thing is when you join, what are the kind of mentorship support students should get when they are in a club?
Right. So I think my interest in this kindled through YouTube channels mainly. So I can name them. I think there's this person known as Graham Stephan on YouTube. So if you're remotely interested into economics or finance, you've probably heard of him. And there is this person known as Andre Jick. So he has this US portfolio and he teaches his mindset behind investing in stocks and how those works. So I think these YouTube channels and channels like these are a good place to start and to build that interest, to see if you actually like it, and to see how you can begin investing and how you can uh, look at a company, analyze the company. Then the next best place is to create a mock portfolio for yourself, invest sort of virtual money. So I had a virtual portfolio for about a year, and I was investing in that. So you get fake funds and you invest money, but the portfolio, the market is a real market, but then it's fake funds that you're investing. So it's meant to simulate the market. So that's a good place to build an interest and to see if you actually like what's going on. And in general, I mean, investing is a great skill to have. So I mean, I thought it's a good place. It's you need to build wealth for yourself. That's the harsh truth, but you need to do that. So it's a good place to start. And then in terms of mentorship, here at Georgia Tech, they don't expect you to know anything, but then I think that the sheer interest and the sheer interest leads you to devote time, and you'll learn in no time.
So at Edbrand, our students also participate in virtual clubs. One of them is called the Invisible Hand, which is a economics and finance club. Very often we invite speakers. So this recording will be pretty much used to at one of our sessions. What advice would you've already told us a lot about, what mindset you need to have. Uh, in terms of a student participating in clubs, what kind of positions can they have in an investment society? They should find their own strengths, right? Not everyone will be good at everything. What kind of roles can students play in an investment club?
Right. So I'll describe the structure of how the Georgia Tech Investments Committee is structured, and that will be a good place to start with this. So how the Georgia Tech Committee is structured is there's a group of general members who are just there to look at stock pitches and just to see what's going on. So being a general member is like it's a good place to start learning. That's a good place to see someone who knows what they're doing and how they're doing it. Then comes the analyst, which is myself in the committee. An analyst can be someone in different sectors. So investments are categorized into sectors, and sectors can be things like technology, media, telecom, pharmaceuticals, consumer staples, consumer discretionary, things like that. So what you can do is sort of tailor into one of the sectors and be like, oh yeah, I like consumer discretionary. I understand people. So I think this is a good place to start. So you go into consumer discretionary and you start analyzing stocks related to that. So those include anything where a person might sort of spend their money essentially, which is not an essential and might spend the money. So that's a good place if you sort of think you understand people. And number two, obviously, you need to have the number crunching mindset and the big picture mindset. Then comes the senior analysts. So all junior analysts will report to a senior analyst who will see if the junior pitches are actually up to the standards of the committee and for everyone else to review. Then there is the board of the committee, which is essentially all the senior analysts pitching the stocks, the good stocks, to the board and proposing them that yes, we should buy them, we should sell these. So that, and it's the board in the end who takes the decision for this. So yeah, it's a process. So just one stock, it goes through lots of delegation, 4 to 5 steps, and that's when we decide, yeah, this is the right stock or it's the wrong stock. So yeah.
Yeah, so thanks for sharing that. I think we'll pretty much model the Invisible Hand Investment Club, a virtual investment club, a mock portfolio, using that as a hierarchical model. I'd love to call you as one of our speakers very soon. So it'll be good to engage directly with
Right.
students on a live session. So thanks again, Pranay, and look forward to having you over at our sessions in the future. Take care.
Definitely. Thank you